Benue State University was established in 1992 by a late Reverend Father Moses Adasu, the then Executive Governor of Benue State. Benue State University is located in Makurdi, the state capital of Benue State. Benue is known for her large agricultural produce such as grains, tubers, fruits and vegetables, among others. The state is known as the food basket of the nation, Nigeria. Unfortunately, a substantial amount of this food produce are lost every year because of inadequate post-harvest control measures. To address this challenge, the World Bank in 2013 awarded Benue State University the Africa Center of Excellence grant among 22 other universities in West and Central Africa. The university established a center called CEFTER to host the grant.
CEFTER simply means Center for Food Technology and Research, which is a World Bank funded program in the university. It's normally called Africa Center of Excellence.
About 2013, the World Bank wanted to improve postgraduate education in Africa in general, and also to try and reduce the brain drain that has been a problem in African universities for a long time. So they set up a grant and made it open for contest to all universities in Africa. Benue State University also entered the contest, and after a very transparent competition and selection process, Benue State was selected one among 10 universities in Nigeria out of 100 that contested, and 22 out of the over 200 that contested in Africa. We were selected after a keen contest, and our focus was to improve post-harvest losses in Benue State, in Nigeria, and indeed in the West and Central Africa sub-region, which is a very serious problem indeed.
The mandate of CEFTER covers aspects of teaching, research, and extension in post-harvest services to enhance value addition to agricultural produce and industrial output for the socio-economic advancement of Nigeria and Africa at large.
What the Nigerian government and the World Bank is trying to do is how we can upscale the university activities within West and Central African sub-region and Africa in general. That is the core mandate of the center.
In terms of organizational operations, CEFTER functions through the collaborative efforts of highly placed men and women of integrity, as well as some supporting staff.
By the center's organogram, we have the director at the top, who also doubles as center leader. Then we have 2 deputy directors. So the man that deals with research and collaboration deals with strictly academic matters, admission processes, the CWES issues, students having to go for their internship at different points at different times, while the person who handles the project management deals with matters that deals with the center, having to get contracts, if you like, assisting the director on digital administration of the center. In fact, the bulk falls on his table most times when my director is not there. Structurally, governing council at the top, we have the Senate, board of governors, then the center director, if you like, then 2 deputy directors, we have a center secretary, and of course we have some offices at the bottom that helps to run the center as a case.
For the Center for Food Technology and Research in Benue State University to adequately achieve her core mandate and objectives, partners were engaged to enable the center achieve set targets.
The center went out to look for partners that have the capacity to support them on this project. So many institutions were contacted, some of them academic, some research, some industries, some farmers, some organizations that we feel had the share a common mandate with us. That meaning universities within the country and outside. Outside, we are in partnership with University of Copenhagen on pedagogy training. We are in partnership with Liverpool John Moore University for training of our senior level manpower in laboratory sciences and food science and nutritional research. In the country, elsewhere in Africa, we have partnership with University of Buea in Cameroon on regional student recruitment. And we have partnership with Nigerian universities like University of Agriculture, mainly on manpower to train. So we get most of our teaching staff from the University of Agriculture to come and teach. We have partners with the University of Nkara in Nigeria, where it's a private institution mainly to support us in times of need, where there are industrial actions that may not allow normal Nigerian universities to function. And they also have a robust Department of Food Science and Technology. On the research aspect, we look for research institutes that have programs that will support our students to do research. So like the National Root Crop Research Institute in Umudike, and then the NISPRI in Ilorin that has a mandate to look at post-harvest losses and stored products within the country. And then we have Apparel College at Yande to train our low-level manpower, post-harvest management, produce management, and other key areas that revolve around our mandate of controlling post-harvest losses. There are mutual benefits both for the institution, Benue State University, Center for Technology and Research, and the institutions that are partnering with us. We are a center of excellence, so anyone whom we are partnering with, we try to extend that excellence to them by way of building capacity in areas of critical need, by way of upgrading their facilities, just like what we have at the National Stored Product Research Institute in Ilorin, NISPRI, where we rehabilitated their post-harvest garden and refurbished some of their equipment in the laboratory. At the National Crop Institute in Umudike, we have trained up to 19 of their staff, research staff, at masters and PhDs in this institute. We have sent a couple of their staff on training outside the country, and all this contributes to their institute. In return, they provide the manpower also to support our students, and they also provide an internship site for our students. What does that mean? Our students who study in the class here for over a period of time now go for internship, otherwise what they call SIWES. And apart from all these refurbishment, rehabilitations, training in our institute, we extend some core values that should exist within a core research institute in the institute. So there are a lot of benefits for both the partners and us as well.
We have been able to admit over 300 postgraduate students. More than 50% of them have graduated on time. Masters in slightly more than 2 years and PhD in about 3 years.
The training we are doing is not limited to science alone. We have people from social sciences who are there with us, we have people from arts who are there with us, we have people from law who are there with us, so that at the end of the day, the university is going to benefit immensely from the activities of the center. And not just the university. What about the students we are training? Our belief is that they will go out and become employers of labor. And if they happen to be in the government job, the service delivery there should be an exceptional one. And somebody will look at it and say, okay, you have this world-class training. The students, the 20 2018-2019 semester there having a training workshop on ICT. It's a world-class training. The resource person is from US. That's somebody who has been engaged with the World Bank in training all over the world. Place yourself with any other international students once through our center. And good enough, those who have passed through this place, we will be receiving good report from the Gambians. That's really doing well.
The students are the biggest beneficiaries of their relationship. Let us hear from the horse's mouth. The students speak on their experience with CEFTER partners.
This is a good flour mill, and they basically are involved into the production of corn flour, cassava flour, and a composite flour combining maize flour and then cassava flour in a proportion to make it a composite cassava corn flour, which is used to make a paste that we all consume. It's a value addition to us as scientists, as researchers.
The essence of education is to achieve self-reliance. So as a person, I know once I'm done with this program, I'm just entering processing straight ahead. I'm very grateful that I've come for this internship. So I want to thank CEFTER.
It has been a wonderful experience being here, and we've enjoyed friendship, good friendship, quality friendship from the staff of the company. It is all about increasing the value chain in rice as it is in this company. It is gotten from the farm. Nobody takes it from the farm direct into his mouth. Value has to be added to it to get to a level that one can just pick it and enjoy it as a meal. So that is exactly what is being done here.
It has been awesome. I've learned a lot. We had different facilitators who gave us so many interesting and wonderful lectures concerning the company, the processes and everything involved here. We were taking around the various sections of the company, from the procurement to the manufacture. There's a parboiling section, the milling. They took us around to see what happens there live and is in line with the CEFTER mandate, trying to curb food post-harvest losses.
The center is all about research. We have master's students, we have PhD students, we have certificate courses. But then the research is basically about the masters and the PhDs. Here, our students have been able to do a lot of fabrications, especially on dryers. We have been able to achieve a locally fabricated freeze dryer, and we have also achieved some fabrication in the area of solar dryers, integrated dryers. Our students in chemistry will be able to fabricate what we call an omic system. Then basically most of our students in the food chemistry, food processing and food science, they've done a lot of work using techniques like flaking. Yeah. And then some people have gone into baking. They make biscuits. They use baking as a technique to make biscuits from sweet potatoes. And a whole lot of food materials they convert into biscuits, which are quite good, and they have a lot of nutrients embedded in them that are good for children and adults as well. Some people have gone into dehydration, techniques of dehydration. You dehydrate. When you dehydrate, you remove moisture. And when you remove moisture and the moisture is no longer there, the microorganisms, they can't thrive. So it means you can preserve for a long period of time. And then people have done things like yam. They have been able to use techniques of using sodium metabisulfite to bleach. You know, when you have yam in a dry powder form, it's dark, and then the color does not look appealing. So you use that to bleach it and make it light so that the color becomes appealing. You can package it, store and sell. So we've been able to do all that through the various research works that we have done in the department. I think I need to also mention the fact that we have students in organic chemistry who are also doing well, and students from the biology department, they are also doing well, because most of the rots that we see around are from microorganisms. So they've been able to isolate microorganisms from other crops that they use to attack pathogens on other crops. So that way you are using something from a natural and organic form as a preservative for food. So that helps us to eliminate issue of chemicals and all that. But that notwithstanding, we still use techniques of chemical forms of preservation.
Our achievements as a center are enormous, especially that we started from ground zero. We, Center for Food Technology and Research University, did not exist before the Africa Center of Excellence project came on board. The university applied to get this grant and set up the center. So we moved from an innovative system of a non-existent center to form a center with 7 departments within the university from 3 major faculties of core sciences, social sciences, and education. The aim was to extend whatever technologies that may exist or those that are not even found to farmers and other key stakeholders in the food chain, so that food that is produced is not wasted or is not lost, so that the economic value of this product is enhanced. And we have achieved so much because of the outreach that we have gone to people. Apart from training, we have outnumbered the numbers that we promised the World Bank that we were going to achieve since last year. In all our programs, MSc and PhDs, we have outnumbered by ×2 the number of students that we had agreed that we would train. And these students come from all over Africa, prominently Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, Gambia, Liberia. Okay? So our training is apt. That's the academic training at MSc and PhDs. Okay? We have also gone on short-term courses where we have trained a lot of women, a lot of food handlers. Up to 10,000 have been trained within the country, and over 500 have been trained outside the country on how to handle food safe, basic food hygiene and safety. Okay? Apart from that, we go to even displaced persons within the country to also teach them that averts food poisoning that would cause a lot of deaths. All right? So that's on one hand. On the other hand, in terms of performance, it's a disbursement linked indicator project. That means that you can't get this money until you earn reasonable results before you qualify to be disbursed the money that is voted for you. And as our last review, the center was one among the top 5 in Africa that performed excellent. And this is to let you know that some centers, after review, their monies were redistributed to other centers that performed very well. And our money was not taken away. So that means that we performed excellent. Okay, apart from that, we have expanded within the university to cover almost all departments, right? The Department of Mass Communication handles our media teams very well. The Department of, even the Faculty of Law trains our students on patents. The impact is being felt within the university. The impact is being felt even at the World Bank, where the numbers in terms of figures of the money given to us are draining very well as they wanted. On the national aspect, we are partnered with most national institutions in Nigeria, and even on the ACE project. On the student numbers, we have trained all our students that we promised that we were going to train. We have improved our learning environment as we promised. If you look at the learning environment here, it's very conducive. We have upgraded and are now attracting students from the non-Nigerian students. Current admission, we have over close to 30 students that are coming out of the country. This is a big achievement. And we have also enhanced our internet-generated revenue. Just recently, we got an offer to provide services. We have been doing so to the government. Now it's the federal government that contracted the center to produce our newly developed soya milk yogurt for distribution to the homegrown school feeding program. This is going to earn the center money.
This initial phase of CEFTER which started 2014, is expected to end in 2020. Even more promising is the fact that towards the end of last year, the World Bank looked at all the centers of excellence in West and Central Africa and said, okay, we want to increase the number of centers we have. And they said, okay, the existing centers are also going to contest. If we want to be renewed, you must contest, just as if we are going into a fresh contest, to tell us what you think you will do better if we give you more money and extend your stay as a center of excellence. Many universities entered into this, much more than previously in Nigeria. I think about almost 150 universities in Nigeria entered either as fresh contestants or as older centers of excellence, just such as our own. And out of the 150, Benue State University again won the extension process. We will be allowed to continue to run CEFTER for another 3 years, up to 2023.
You know, there are over 164 universities in Nigeria. Benue State University then was the only state university that was hosting Africa Center of Excellence. But now you have University of Lagos State University joining us, so perhaps that's the second university. And that is not a mean achievement. It's not a small achievement at all. That alone has made Benue State University very popular among universities in Nigeria. Benue State University is involved in training of undergraduate and postgraduate students, and CEFTER was basically concerned with the training of the postgraduate manpower, and in that respect the Benue State University has benefited a lot from CEFTER. But apart from that, we have also developed our labs. You know, some labs have been built, you know, even not because of CEFTER, it would have been possible for us to develop our labs at this particular level. Currently we are also building a postgraduate hostel, which is purely being financed by CEFTER. And in that postgraduate building, we have also lecture theaters and labs there too. And I believe that our students are going to benefit from that.
The journey of 1,000 miles, like the saying goes, begins with a step. Likewise, CEFTER started in a single office accommodation with a staff strength of 7. Today, the story can only be told by the few who started this journey.
My experience so far has been very good and challenging, but we learned from challenges. We started from scratch, trying to meet all the aims of the World Bank. When CEFTER started, we were sharing one hall, and we have about 5 to 7 staff. 5 newly employed, 2 cleaners, 1 typist, and the top management. Then things were not as rosy as it is now. We had little or barely no tables to work with, no printers. We had to go to the Labour Square to go and get something printed, even as in a period or 2. But today, work is more efficient. We have printers, as you can see here. We have as in offices well equipped, and we are doing a job.
When we started CEFTER, it was quite clumsy. Because in fact, I was quite discouraged about what I saw, but we were encouraged that things would get better. And sincerely, I think we're a model in the university now. Basically, it has been a very good experience. I particularly have been a site person all the while, but I am learning in administration now, and it's quite interesting.
Working on this project has opened up a lot of opportunities and has also brought a lot of challenges. Even though I came from a £1 million project of the Technology Strategy Board of the United Kingdom, I came to work on the World Bank project that is a lot bigger, $7 million, to manage it with a great team. And we have learned and developed the project. When we started, the implementation plan was about 15 pages. We developed from 15 pages to 180 pages. And we had to study the project appraisal document and the project operational manual, who were like the project bibles to understand the intricacies of succeeding on the project. So the challenge is that it was a new project of its kind that had to deal with academics, but had to come from an agency that funds projects that don't normally deal with humans as a result. Either they are constructing a road, or they are digging water, or they are building health centers for people, or they are doing things that can be seen physically. So we had a challenge to develop this project in a way that the value of it may not be physically seen, but it can be seen in an act as impacted.
For CEFTER, the future goes beyond the first 5-year World Bank grant. The center has taken steps not just to produce technologies and food products from crops to reduce post-harvest losses and train students. The center helps to institutionalize policies for enhancement of the quality of higher education in the sub-region, as well as improves on global collaboration. This is in addition to the roundup of activities leading to closure of the ACE-1 project and efficient takeoff of ACE-2 project, where specific trainings will be extended to more staff.